Just give her a second. I think she's doing fine.
Okay, guys, we are set. Hopefully. What happened here? Back to meeting. Okay. All right. Just a second. Fine. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Kris Jackson. And who do you have with you, Kris?
This is my son, Karter.
And his son, Karter. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So how did you guys get started in racing?
I started, my dad's raced all my life, so I started just whenever, I was about 14 years old, I started.
Okay. So how long is Karter racing too then, or?
Yeah, he just started this season. He's got about 5 races in him now.
Okay. So Kris and Karter, what was it like for you guys to climb behind the wheel for the first time, if you guys can remember back?
It was scary. Very scary.
Yeah, I
How about you,
wrecked my
Kris?
first time. I wrecked my first time. Karter did really well his first time, but he wrecked his third time. So
Okay. So guys, okay, let's talk about the story behind your racing numbers now. Where did that come from?
um the number 65 came from my dad. Him and his brother had a car together, and that was the number on it. And when my dad started racing it on his own, the number stayed with the car, kind of, and then I took it over, and then he's 65 Junior. He's kind of his own number, but same. But it just came from my dad.
Okay, Karter. So how did you come up with your number?
Well, me and him are a lot alike, and I figured, why not be a junior?
Yeah. My dad got the number. He was friends with Bill Fry and Rex McCroskey, and they were number 64 and 66. So he became 65.
Okay, all righty. So, all right. So, okay, who do you guys have for sponsors on your racing team?
Man, we have a lot of great sponsors. Shoot, if I went to name them all, I'd forget some of them. But we've got a lot of great sponsors, and we're really appreciative for all of them. Jim and Sally Rubel, builds our motors. J2 Race Cars it was a company my cousin and I started, and we designed and modified, and we've sold it since then. But I still race J2s, and Karter races a J2, and we've got a lot of great sponsors. I hate to get into that because it would take a second, but we've got a lot of great sponsors.
Okay. So, are you guys presently looking for more sponsors?
Well, we always are, but we're a little hometown racing organization. We're not some big corporate thing, but always looking for sponsors. But at the same time, we've got great people that support us right now.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you were looking to sponsor a race driver, get a hold of Kris Jackson Racing, Kris Jackson and his son Karter, because Kris and Karter would appreciate the sponsorship on their race cars as they get further into their racing careers.
You bet.
So, do you guys have racing nicknames?
No, no, nope. A lot of people call me KJ. Um, I don't, we're not really big on nicknames, so.
Okay, so alrighty. So, what is your home racetrack you race on?
Midway Speedway.
Here in Lebanon, Missouri.
Okay. what is your favorite racetrack you've ever raced on?
Karter's only raced on two right now, Midway Speedway and Springfield Raceway.
I would say I like Midway better though.
My favorite racetrack would probably be Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City, Wisconsin.
Okay. So how much success have you guys had as race car drivers?
Karter's still searching for his first win, but I've won quite a few races. I don't keep track, but I know I won 42 in 1 year a couple years ago.
Okay, so Kris, how do you celebrate your victories?
Donuts.
If it's real exciting, I'll do a donut on the racetrack. But other than that, I tend to just give the trophy away to some, young kid in the stands and load my stuff up and go home and get ready for the next race.
So Karter, when it comes to your racing career, and you haven't got a win yet, do you have a plan as to what your victory lane celebration is going to be like?
Probably throwing the steering wheel off the roof.
Okay. So, alrighty. So, when it comes to the racetrack, you guys pretty good about reading the racetrack?
Yeah, I think we've got that okay. I've been racing forever, and he's been going with me about all of his life. So, between the two of us, we can pretty well get where we need to be.
Okay. So, do you guys race on dirt or pavement?
Dirt.
Okay. When it comes to the racetrack, you guys like a wet, heavy track, a dry, slick track, or just right in the center?
Dry slick.
I like it dry slick.
Okay. So who's on your racing crew?
It's us, and then we have two guys, Jared and Jordan Medley, two twins that go with us a lot. And then my wife and his mom, she's always there.
Okay, so Kris and Karter, what's your guys' favorite job is working on your race cars?
My favorite thing to do is probably tire work.
Okay. How about you, Kris?
I get into the setup stuff. I like the setup stuff of it.
Okay. So do you guys have any big racing events you guys are looking forward to racing in this year?
I'd say we'll be going to the Tony Roper Memorial, or no, it got canceled.
No, they're happening this Friday.
The Tony Roper Memorial is one of the big ones we always like going to right here at our hometown track. And then I used to go to the Wild West Shootout every winter. I missed that last year. And Fall Jamboree, I used to go to that in Spring Valley, Minnesota at Deer Creek. I might try to do that again. I don't know. With him racing on Friday nights, it's hard for me to get out to some of the bigger multi-day shows.
My biggest race will probably be this Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's that?
We're going to the Summer Nationals race at Springfield Raceway tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kris and Karter, when you guys are strapped into your race cars, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go out here and do this?
I always tell myself the car does the driving for you. Your brain's just there.
How about you, Kris?
I don't know. It's just another day at the office, man. I just get in my car and go.
Okay. So, Kris and Karter, who is your guys' racing heroes?
I was always a fan of Dale Earnhardt, or I like, I don't know if hero is the word, but I think Kyle Larson's really great, and Tony Stewart, and any driver that can do multiple things. I've always been really impressed by.
I like Kyle Larson, Ricky Thornton, Jr.
Okay, alrighty. So, what are you guys' future goals with your racing careers?
My goals have come and went. We're just trying to have fun on the weekends, and Karter, with him being young, it's just something to do to keep him out of trouble and keep him focused on what's right and what's fun and good, clean fun,
Okay, so what do you guys like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
We really don't.
Work on our race cars.
We pretty well race for fun. We don't hunt or fish or anything like that. We just race.
I like to do RC cars.
These RC cars, and we don't do much video gaming or anything like that. We just race. When we have a day off, we'll go.
Down to Bennett Springs State Park and
Yep. We don't really do much other than race, work, and relax. So
Okay, so what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you guys then?
to show up, win the race, and not tear anything up.
for me it's just to finish the race.
Yeah. He's still working on
Okay.
finishing.
Okay, so what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you guys then?
At the shop, just getting everything done and not getting hurt, not smashing fingers. We know what we need to do. We just gotta do it.
Don't get distracted.
Don't get distracted. Do what you're supposed to do when you get there and have a good day and get back home.
Okay, so is anybody else you'd like to thank for helping you get this far with your racing careers?
Oh, there's lots of people, but like I said, I'd be afraid to start naming them because there's somebody I'd leave out, and I'd really hate to, hurt anybody's feelings. I, got to thank my mom and dad. They're the ones who were always there whenever I started, and I'm an adult now, so I've got a lot of great sponsors. They're really great to help me, but just and my wife, she's very supportive of me racing and my son. So mainly it's just family for us.
So how about you, Karter? Who would you like to thank?
My mom and dad, my grandma and grandpa. My grandpa sometimes drive me to the track and we in our old car hauler and gets me there, gets me back.
Okay, so do you have any advice out there, you two, for the kids coming up in the racing world?
Do not drive too hard your first race. You think you'll just go out there and hold it wide open? Don't.
How about you, Kris?
If you're going to get into racing, you need to make friends with a good, honest racer, because they'll know the ins and the outs, and it's really expensive and it's really hard to learn it all to learn the right way all on your own. So you really need to make friends with somebody that's honest and is not going to lie to you, because that happens a lot in racing.
Okay, who are some of your guys' friends at the racetrack?
I actually don't have that many friends at the racetrack. Karter's friends with about everybody, but I don't go to the racetrack to make friends.
Okay, how about you, Karter? Do you have a few?
Just like my buddies my age, and if my car's tore up or something and I'm not racing, we'll run around, watch him, play some football or something.
You can't even see those windows.
Okay, so you guys have a racing page the racing fans can follow you on?
Yes, we have Kris Jackson Racing and Karter Jackson Racing. They're both with K's.
So go hit up Kris Jackson Racing and Karter Jackson Racing on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. So do you guys have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us?
10,000 winners.
I don't have any right offhand, but Karter probably can think of one.
I think my favorite one is when we went to our hometown track and they had A-mods there, and he took his B-mod, put an A-mod spoiler on it, put a 4-barrel carburetor on it, and turned up the rev limiter and went out there and won the thing.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. That was last year.
Okay, so alrighty. So at this portion of the show, I'd like to turn the mic over to my guests. If they have a couple questions they'd like to ask me, they can ask me a couple questions.
Okay.
Go at it, guys.
Have you ever thought about racing?
When I was a kid, yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever race go-karts or anything?
What is that, Karter?
Did you ever race go-karts or anything?
No. Just always been a racing fan.
Where are you located at?
Northwest Iowa.
Oh, okay. See, I have family in Northeast Iowa, so we have a customer up there, Dustin Cruz. It's very close to Northwest Iowa. He races quite a bit up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what makes you want to do this show here?
Just in the racing industry some way, somehow, and this was the way to do it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? Or
No, I think that's about it.
okay, I'd like to thank you guys for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing careers. I will have you step out. I will call you in just a little bit to thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You step out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Kris Karter and Kris Jackson and Karter Jackson on our racing show tonight, talking to us about their racing careers. So go right up their racing pages, Kris Karter Racing on Kris Jackson Racing on Facebook and Karter Jackson Racing on Facebook also, ladies and gentlemen. Racing news wise, Alex Palou picked up the win in the road course race this last weekend in Indy cars. Congratulations to Alex Palou. Chris Nolan picked up the microsplint win here recently in the 270 class. So congratulations to Chris Nolan. And Cole Dent picked up another win in the Legends Series. Congratulations to Cole Dent. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138 or email us at jdnolan151@gmail.com. Have a good night, everybody.